Imagine enjoying a sunny day at the beach. The waves are calm, families are laughing, tourists are taking photos. And then, out of nowhere, a powerful predator emerges from beneath the water. Within seconds, a normal beach day turns into a nightmare. This is the chilling story of the June 2nd, 2026 shark attack in Recife, Brazil, a terrifying encounter that left a young woman fighting for her life and sent shockwaves around the world. Stay until the end, because this incident carries a life-saving lesson that every beachgoer needs to hear. Before we dive into the chilling story, subscribe to Animal CRIMEZ channel for more true wildlife encounter documentary and survival stories. The ocean has a way of making us feel safe. Standing on the shoreline, listening to the rhythmic crash of the waves, watching children splash in the water, it's easy to forget that beneath the surface exists an entirely different world. A world ruled not by humans, but by nature. June 2nd, 2026.
Boa Viagem Beach, Recife, Brazil.
The afternoon was warm. The sky was bright. The Atlantic Ocean shimmered under the tropical sun. Hundreds of people had gathered along the coastline. Some relaxed beneath colorful umbrellas. Others walked barefoot across the golden sand. Children chased the waves. Couples took photographs. Tourists laughed together. It looked like the perfect beach day. Nothing about the scene suggested that within moments, everything would change. Among those enjoying the water was a 19-year-old young woman. Like many visitors, she had entered the ocean expecting nothing more than a refreshing swim. Around her, the water appeared calm. Gentle waves rolled toward the beach. People nearby continued talking and laughing. No one noticed anything unusual. No warning. No obvious sign of danger. Beneath the surface, visibility was limited. Sunlight filtered through the moving water. Schools of fish drifted with the current. The ocean concealed everything below. Marine experts explain that sharks often move silently. Unlike in movies, there is rarely a dramatic fin slicing through the water before an encounter. Most attacks happen unexpectedly. The shark approaches beneath the surface, almost invisible. Then, in an instant, the peaceful afternoon was shattered. Witnesses reported sudden panic in the water. People began shouting. Swimmers quickly turned toward the shoreline. Some didn't yet understand what had happened. Others immediately realized that something was terribly wrong. Lifeguards stationed along the beach reacted without hesitation. Training took over. They sprinted toward the disturbance, rescue equipment in hand. Beachgoers moved aside as emergency responders rushed into action. From the shore, many people could only watch. Some covered their mouths in disbelief. Others desperately searched the water, trying to understand the unfolding emergency. The victim had suffered serious injuries. Every second now mattered. Lifeguards carefully brought her toward the beach as quickly as conditions allowed. The once peaceful sound of waves was replaced by urgent voices. Emergency instructions echoed across the sand. People cleared a path. Some attempted to help. Others stood frozen in shock. Within minutes, paramedics arrived. Medical teams immediately began assessing the victim's condition. Beach towels became temporary shields from the sun. Medical equipment was unpacked. Emergency procedures began. The priority was clear. Control life-threatening injuries. Stabilize the patient. Prepare for transport. Around them, the beach had fallen unusually quiet. People who had come to enjoy a holiday now found themselves witnessing one of the most frightening moments imaginable. Parents pulled their children closer. Tourists looked out toward the ocean with entirely different eyes. The water that moments earlier had seemed inviting now appeared mysterious, even threatening. Emergency responders worked with remarkable professionalism. Years of training prepared them for moments exactly like this. They communicated calmly. Every movement had purpose. Every decision had the potential to save a life. The victim was carefully secured onto a stretcher. Medical straps ensured she remained stable during transport. Lifeguards assisted the paramedics as they carried her toward a waiting ambulance positioned near the beach access point. As they moved, the crowd quietly stepped aside. Some people offered words of encouragement. Others silently prayed. Many simply watched. trying to process what they had just witnessed. The ambulance doors stood open.
Inside.
Medical equipment was already prepared. The stretcher was lifted carefully onto the loading rails. With practiced precision, it slid smoothly into position.
The doors closed.
The ambulance pulled away, its flashing lights reflecting across nearby buildings, leaving behind a beach that would never quite feel the same. But while emergency teams focused on saving one life, questions immediately began spreading. How could this happen? Why here? And perhaps most importantly, could it happen again? Those questions became even more urgent because this was not an isolated incident. Only one day earlier, another shark attack had been reported in the same region. Now, two serious attacks had occurred within less than 24 hours. Marine scientists, local authorities, residents, and visitors from around the world all searched for answers. Was shark activity increasing? Were environmental conditions changing? Or had people underestimated the risks for too long? The investigation had only just begun. What everyone agreed on was that this tragedy served as a powerful reminder. The ocean is breathtakingly beautiful. It provides food, adventure, inspiration, and unforgettable memories. But it is also one of Earth's last great wildernesses. Every time we enter the sea, we enter the home of countless wild animals. Most of the time, humans and sharks never encounter one another. Millions of people swim safely every year. But on rare occasions, those worlds collide. And when they do, the consequences can be life-changing. The events of June 2nd, 2026, would become another chapter in Recife's long and complex history with the ocean. A story not only about danger, but also about courage, professional rescue efforts, scientific understanding, and the importance of respecting nature. As the ambulance sped through the streets of Recife, its flashing emergency lights reflected against buildings. Cars moved aside. Traffic came to a halt. Every second mattered. Inside the ambulance, the atmosphere was calm, but intense. The medical team worked with remarkable precision. Every movement was deliberate. Every instruction was clear. The goal was simple: keep the patient alive until they reached the hospital. Emergency medicine is often described as a race against time. For emergency responders, there was no time to think about newspaper headlines, no time to imagine what the world would soon be saying. Their only mission was to save a young woman's life. The ambulance finally arrived. Hospital staff were already waiting. Doctors, nurses, emergency specialists, each person knew their role. The stretcher was quickly transferred from the ambulance. Medical equipment surrounded the patient. Doctors immediately began further assessment and treatment. Outside, the ambulance mission is complete. But inside the hospital, an even greater battle had just begun. For family members, friends, and loved ones, hospital waiting rooms are among the hardest places on Earth. Time seems to slow down. Every opening door draws attention. Every approaching doctor brings hope or fear. When tragedy strikes, it never affects only one individual. It touches families, friends, witnesses, rescuers, and entire communities. As doctors worked inside the hospital, the stories spread rapidly across the internet. Breaking news alerts appeared on smartphones.
Good evening. We begin tonight with breaking news from northeastern Brazil, where a shark attack has left one person seriously injured along the coast of Recife. Emergency crews rushed to the scene after witnesses reported seeing a swimmer suddenly struggling in the water.
Questions flooded social media. Is Recife safe? What kind of shark was involved? Could this have been prevented? Will the beaches close? Many people shared sympathy for the victim. Others debated beach safety. Marine experts were invited onto television programs. Scientists began explaining shark behavior. Once again, a single incident had captured global attention. While doctors continued treating the victim, the ocean remained exactly as it had been. The tide continued to rise and fall. Waves rolled onto the shore. Seabirds flew overhead. Fish continued swimming beneath the surface. Nature rarely pauses for human tragedy. It simply continues. That reality can be difficult to accept, but it reminds us of something important. The ocean does not act out of anger. It does not seek revenge. It follows natural laws that have existed for millions of years. Understanding those laws is one of the best ways to reduce future tragedies. This tragedy highlights several important safety lessons. Never ignore local warning signs. Avoid swimming in restricted zones. Stay out of the water at dawn and dusk when many sharks are most active. Avoid entering the ocean if there are reports of recent shark activity. Do not swim alone. Leave the water immediately if authorities issue warnings. Most importantly, respect nature. The ocean is beautiful, but it is also wild. And every time we enter it, we are entering the habitat of powerful marine predators. The June 2nd, 2026 Recife shark attack serves as a powerful reminder that nature demands respect. One ordinary day, one ordinary swim, one unexpected encounter, and a life was changed forever. As technology advances and our understanding of sharks grows, incidents like this continue to remind us that the boundary between humans and wildlife can disappear in an instant. The ocean offers wonder, beauty, and adventure, but it also requires caution, awareness, and respect, because sometimes the most dangerous thing is not what we can see above the surface, but what waits below it. What do you think should be done to reduce shark attacks in high-risk areas? Should beaches be closed more often? Should stronger warnings be issued? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this documentary informative, subscribe to Animal CRIMEZ channel for more true wildlife encounters, survival stories, and real-life mysteries from around the world. And remember, nature is amazing, but nature is never completely predictable.